Vulnerable Democratic Arizona Senator Mark Kelly getting a little tongue-tied when asked this question.
Has he done a good job, do you think?
Hey, first of all, it's not my job to give him a report card. I would say, mixed reviews.
OutKick host Tomi Lahren joins us now. Tomi, what's your take on that answer about Joe Biden, given with the vocal clarity we've come to expect from Joe Biden?
Tongue-tied is kind of a theme with this president, and it's not just the president himself. It's those that are asked about him that have a D behind their name. But listen, he was also asked if he would invite Joe Biden on the campaign trail with him, to which he said, I'd invite anybody to Arizona. So, Todd and Carly, what you guys are seeing is you're already seeing vulnerable Democrats distance themselves from Joe Biden like the plague. You can't blame them. I mean, you can't bring the guy out in public. He's going to gaffe after gaffe. Just the other day, he read end quote off the teleprompter yet again. So it's quite obvious to me the Democrats are already throwing Joe Biden under the bus. They like the radical agenda. They like the radical policies they've been able to puppeteer through. But the man himself, a big liability.
Yeah, well, his opponent, Republican candidate Blake Masters, responded to Senator Kelly, his interview, saying, Senator, Biden's record is your record. Can't hide from that now. You know, Tomi, we're less than 2 months until the midterm elections, and some polls show that Democrats are doing better than they once were. But now there's a New York Times piece out today that shows that those polls may actually be overestimating Democrats once again. So where do you think things stand right now?
I think you're going to see a red wave, but unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be the red wave that we were expecting. But I think that's because Republicans need to grit our teeth and remember what's at stake here. I think we're letting the Democrats control the narrative once again. It's become increasingly challenging for Republicans when you don't have Donald Trump or a Donald Trump-like candidate on the ballot for us to get energized and invigorated. But we have to realize that these races are incredibly important. We have to realize what is at stake, and the Democrats are going to shape the narrative. It's about time we start speaking up and speaking back, and the silent majority no longer has the luxury to be silent much longer.
One of the campaigns we're paying attention to, race for governor in Florida. Florida Democratic gubernatorial candidate, former Republican Charlie Crist, taking a swipe at Governor Ron DeSantis. All right, brace for this. Quote, we got a divider on the other side and the uniter over here. You know, some people call him DeSatan. It is crystal clear he's bad, we're good.
That's not very nice.
Okay, Tomi, he literally calls himself a uniter, then 9 words later, mind you, calls DeSantis DeSatan. Are voters going to buy that?
Yeah, no, I don't think so. And I've never heard anyone call Ron DeSantis DeSatan, by the way. That's the first time I've heard that. I don't know if he's trying to make that a thing. But again, we are seeing this pattern, this trend with Democrats. Not only do they go after their opponents, they also go after Republicans in general, Republican voters. We know that Charlie Crist also said that those that support Ron DeSantis should just stay with him because they have hate in their heart. But I would remind Floridians, no matter what letter is behind their name and no matter what way they voted in the past, remember that your governor, Ron DeSantis, kept your state open. If you had a Governor Charlie Crist in charge, you'd probably be locked down just like New York, just like California. I don't think Floridians want that. So you can call him all the funny names you want, but Ron DeSantis' record is clear, and it's clear by the number of people that moved to Florida during the pandemic and since the pandemic that he's doing a fantastic job. I've also noticed another trend with these Democrats. They're trying to be Donald Trump-like with their insults, but they're like the Wish version of that. It's kind of a cheap knockoff, not working so well.
Well, yesterday, President Biden made a speech, and in it he was talking about his unity pledge. What a 180 there. Do you think it's a little too late after all the MAGA bashing?
Yeah, absolutely. He's going to try to run away from that ultra mega speech, but we will never let him forget what he called us. And I'm just hoping that the ultra mega Republicans remember what's at stake in November, come out and vote with peace and patriotism in your heart. But we got to make a change in this country, and it starts in November.
Yeah, to your earlier point, Republicans would be best suited remembering and learning how to campaign, because sometimes they get real distracted. They're like a dog seeing a squirrel. They go for that squirrel and they forget to stay on message. To your point, if Republicans stay on message, they should win. Tomi Lahren, always staying on message. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Tomi.